Hello everyone, this video is coming a little bit delayed. Things have, or I've been preoccupied with things. But anyways, welcome to another edition of Who's Better. And this time we have Doom Guy against Dante. And I'm not including the DMC Dante because we all know that Dante's not really as much of a badass as the original Dante. Now, I am a big fan of Doom. I love Doom, and I'm a big fan of Doom Guy. But I have to say, and I think I said this in the Doom 3 Let's Play, that I like that Doom guy more, because this one, he just kills demons, like it's, just, oh, I gotta kill these demons, and then Doom guy 3 is like, oh shit, demons, they're real, I'm gonna kick their ass, but holy shit. I mean, I know it's not meant to be taken too seriously, it's meant to be a fun, just shoot 'em up, blow things up, I get that, that's fine, it's just me saying that I prefer Doom 3 guy to the Doom guy from the original ones. When it comes to Dante, it's not even a contest as to which Dante I prefer. I definitely prefer the old one. The one he would crack jokes, he would, act like a smartass to the villains and stuff without swearing like he's some teen that just discovered how to do it. But between these two demon killers, which one is better? Now, who is better is subjective. It all depends, really. But it's just me comparing two characters in this instance. And then before that, it was two games of a similar genre. One was kind of turn-based. The other one was a hybrid of the two. The two being turn-based and real-time. Although, generally, I would say Total War's main emphasis is on the real-time action, the big battles. But in this instance, it's two characters, similar to how I compared Nobunaga Oda to Cao Cao, because those two were similar in a lot of regards. These two are similar in that, they both hunt and kill demons, they try to save the Earth, etc. But in terms of personality, you get more out of Dante than you will Doom Guy, because Doom Guy is essentially, he's however you make him out to be. So from my perspective, Doom Guy could be this just silent killer, or this charismatic guy who's cheery and stuff, and then he sees demons just destroy the world, and he's just all in that shapes him into something different, oh man, these demons, I gotta kill them. That's all I exist for now, is just to kill these demons and beat the shit out of hell and the cyber demons and all that. But with Dante, you get more of a personality. You get more charisma. He cracks jokes with the demons, but at the same time, he perceives the actual threats that he deals with. Like in DMC1, he's a smartass and stuff, but as he starts figuring things out, he gets more and more personal with him and Mundus, because he has a personal reason to hate Mundus. If we go into DMC2, I think that is probably the worst DMC game ever made. I don't think anyone will argue with me on that one. Or anyone else that thinks so. Now, the game itself wasn't terrible, but in comparison to the rest, it was bad. Say what you will about the DMC remake, that one was just ugh. DMC3, in my opinion, was the best of the original ones. Sorry, I got something in my eye, and my voice keeps going out because I've been sick with something. I don't know what it is, but I think it has to do with me eating some eggs. I think I may have undercooked them. But my bowels have just been saying, nope, fuck you, we're not working today, they're on strike. But getting back on point, DMC3 was, in my opinion, the best one of the 4 original games. The reason I feel that way is because it builds up to Virgil and Dante duking it out, and they duke it out I think 3 times in the game. And you have a villain that's kind of playing everybody. He's not an actual powerhouse himself. He's just incredibly freaking smart. Whereas, Mundus is an omnipotent god. The guy in DMC2, I think his name's Arius, he becomes essentially a guy, but he's not subtle or clever or anything like that. In DMC4, the main villain was basically the Pope. I really didn't enjoy DMC4's main villain. I didn't like him all that much. There could have been more to him, but in all reality, he was just a more charismatic version of Arius, and instead of being a corporate douchebag, he's a religious douchebag. But DMC4 still stands out really well. I know some people say Nero's too emo or whatever. In all honesty, he's a realistic guy. He's a realistic character. I mean, he's basically a teenager, and that's how teenagers are going to act. I don't get why people are like, oh, he's emo. He's not really emo. If you want to say that DMC Dante is emo, The one in the remake, okay, we can argue with that. We can make an argument there. Would I say he's emo? No, I'd say he's a punk. He is a punk that has no regards for anything but himself, and he's a little dipshit, basically. But he grew on me a little bit. Like, towards the end, he kind of grew on me. And I know some people are like, oh, the only reason he embraces humanity is because of Cat. No, he perceives humanity as being more akin to Cat. Like, he sees her as his, example, his exhibit of saying, this is why humanity is good, because, you have people like her that, like, want to do the right thing, and then she, like, risks her life and then some to keep people safe, including Dante and Virgil just basically disregards that. He's like, well, yeah, she was a useful asset, treating her like a material, like a thing he used. Like no more important than a special weapon, if you will. And then Dante's like, nah, no, her purpose goes beyond this. I mean, she's gonna live with what she does, be it for good or for evil. And that's where that Dante kind of comes in and pretty much becomes somewhat like the Dante we know in the DMC. Personality-wise, they are two totally different people, but in retrospect to that, they both have the same idea. Like, Dante wants to keep humanity safe. He wants to keep the demons away from people he cares about, from the world he cares about, and the DMC Dante does too. This is kind of confusing me because I keep saying DMC Dante. I say DMC Dante to emphasize the remake Dante, and I say just regular Dante to emphasize the old one. The one that people are like, why was this remake even done? Personally, I don't know why. I think it was a mistake because it had disappointing sales, but I still liked the game. I still enjoyed it. And then supposedly the Doom 4 game is supposed to be I don't know if it's a reboot or if it's just like a re-Kickstarter upper or whatever the hell it's supposed to be, but Doom never really had a big, thick story that really needed, or they could really go further with. Like, Doom 3 had a story, but it wasn't deep or complex or anything like that. And I won't say that either of the DMC games weren't that deep or anything like that either. They're both basically just beat 'em up, kill things type of games. And, it has, I would say, like a comic book style story, DMC does. It's it's entertaining and it's fun, but it's not really meant to bring out some kind of emotional response to what's going on. Especially if you think about the first DMC, like, when Trish is like quote unquote dead, and you're like, oh man, and then Dante just says that line, it just ruins the moment. You're just like, okay, that was kind of funny. With DMC 4, I guess you're supposed to feel bad for Kratos when he dies, but I was just like, oh well, that kind of sucks. Anyway, he's gonna go kill some more things now. Tough shit. DMC 3, actually DMC 3 had a bit of emotion to it, because it's like Dante didn't want to fight Virgil at the end. He didn't want to, but Virgil's like, hey, it's you or me. Let's see who it's gonna be. And then he runs off and fights Mundus, and then that in the DMC 1, because this is a prequel to DMC 1, who doesn't know that, you fight Virgil again, and then supposedly you kill him, but there are a lot of naysayers about him actually dying. That's like, oh, he didn't die, he went home. Like people that believe that Elvis didn't die, or Michael Jackson didn't die, or some these other famous people that didn't die. But if I had to choose between which of the two I like better, and I could say this both in terms of the games and in terms of the characters, I would probably lean more towards DMC just because there's more substance there. Whereas Doom, it's just, the Doom guy could have no personality at all, or he could have a lot of personality. It all depends on the person playing as Doom guy. So, in a sense, they're kind of incompatible, but in another sense, they both generally do the same thing. I mean, both games are doing generally the same thing. It's just in Doom, you're doing more shooting, and DMC, you're doing more hacking and slashing, hence the genre title, Hack and Slasher. But, these videos aren't really about what I think, they're what about you guys think, in a creative discussion as to why we love the characters that we do, or why we hate particular characters, or why we feel apathetic towards them. So, leave some comments below, tell me what you guys think, and I'm up for suggestions as to what I should do for these Who Is Better. So, if you see on Facebook that I'm doing this one, that one, and the other, that doesn't mean, don't suggest them to me. If you want two things to be compared, let me know. And if you want some changes, as to how these play out, like, I don't know, maybe set up a criteria for what we look for, and that kind of determines the contestant winner. Although I like to keep these more open-ended to where it's more like you guys decide as opposed to me breaking it down. I just throw up the pictures and say, all right, we have these two guys. I'm going to talk about both of them. I'm going to compare the two, contrast the two, and then let you guys have fun and be like, oh, okay, so who do I like better? But anyway, folks, that's about all I have to say about these two particular games. And I apologize for not uploading this last weekend. Like I said, some things came up, and I've been kind of sick. So my activity on Facebook, wow, on YouTube is going to be kind of on the down low for a little bit. Plus, I got some other things going on. So I'm going to be pretty busy, but you'll still see more of Civilization 3 uploaded, more Code Veronica, and then at some point I'm going to upload the rest of Crash Bandicoot. I still need to finish recording that, and I can't start any other PS1 games until I do that because then the save states will get axed. And I'll have to start all over again, and we don't want another Tiberian Sun incident where it takes me 3 years to complete the Let's Play. But other than that, yeah, that's about all I got. So, again, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about these two, and if you have any suggestions as to who or what I should compare next, have at it. And it doesn't have to be game-related. I mean, Nobunaga and Satsao are technically historical figures. I compare two historical figures. It could be anything. Hell, we could even do a Coke versus Pepsi. I mean, that's not going to be that's not going to be fun, but to give you guys a general idea, that's kind of like, hey, anything goes. We could even have a Hitler versus Stalin. I don't care. Throw it out there. Let me know.